against Adventurer Spright, which is the winning deck, in fact, both finals decks from the previous YCS.
Yes.
Lima just a couple weeks ago.
The Adventure Spright deck, from what I know, can get really aggressive. I mean, in fact, after the FNL list recently, a lot of people might have stopped playing Spright, but Spright has made its comeback and become more aggressive than ever.
Yeah, Sprite's very good, and you can play it in a lot of different ways. And Jonathan is starting it off with Nimble Angler, Special Summon, Spright Jet.
That is a red.
Is that a red?
That's a red.
It is a red. It's a foil red.
Well, that's
that would make it from the OTS pack, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Sprint?
Yeah, fooled me. Fooled me for a second. Oh yeah, the Super Spright, it's got to be Jet.
And now we're seeing the Spright Sprint summoned out onto the field, and we're going to send another Angler into the graveyard.
All right.
And the Angler is being hit with Ash Blossom. 2 cards face down, and that'll do it for Jonathan. Very quick turn.
Well, that's a big cutoff. That's 2 monsters that was not able to come out of the deck.
And they just stay in there. Although I guess the Nimble Beaver isn't that bad of a draw.
There we go.
We're going to see Jose now take his turn.
Good. Yep.
So 2 cards face down. Spright not really known for playing a huge number of trap cards. They do play Spright Smashers.
That's a scary one.
It is a scary one. Although it would lead to getting rid of that.
Battle phase into an evenly match. I mentioned this earlier about how we have to be aware of the very first turn. Are you going to commit into those cards on the field? Felt like a heavy storm moment right there.
Yep. And we're leaving the Spright Sprint around. Traptrix Dionia is the normal summon. That's immediately sent away to Link Summon Sarah.
Sarah's very powerful. Once Sarah gets all of her effects going, that's going to be a lot of different things.
And he's got Parallel Exceed. If you Link Summon, you can special summon Parallel Exceed. Hit the zone your Link monster points to, and then when it's summoned, it can summon another copy of itself.
Both of these are now level 4, and that's what makes it so amazing here. I wonder which monster he's going to go for. Is it going to be the Rafflesia, or are we going to see something else that's different?
It is Rafflesia. Rafflesia can copy trap holes, the effects of trap holes, rather.
Oh,
that's Hyolutia face down, and then pitches Gravedigger's Trap Hole to activate it the turn it's set. Special summoning as a monster, and that'll also trigger Traptrix Sarah, special summon a different Traptrix than all the rest on the field.
Now, if he can get one that would activate, that's going to get the other effect of Sarah.
And that'll get you a Trap Hole, or a hole rather,
or a
trap.
whole trap card. Making a bit of a decision. Oh.
Looks like Pudica.
Pudica is going to banish the Sprint.
Yeah, during the next standby phase.
And the next standby phase, you get to choose a monster to special summon back. It doesn't necessarily have to be that Sprint.
You can choose, so you better make sure that you don't forget.
Yes, now that it's been mentioned, all right?
Hang on, sorry.
It's a little different from like a Bestial or a Dragoon.
Yes.
Where once it's activated, you will special summon. You have to make sure that you do it.
And we get a Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare.
The classic from the old Hat format.
I love that card. That card providing monster effect negation on the turn that monster is special summon is really, really effective.
It seems like a really strong start here.
I mean, I think Jonathan's down to 1 or 2 cards in his hand.
I think it should be...
Yep.
Oh, and a Time Thief.
Time Thief Redoer is just a really difficult card to deal with, especially when it's got that trap beneath it. So the effect of Redoer is going to be able to steal a card from the top of the opponent's deck. Lots of spells in Spright.
And
you see one of them right there. Is that Draco back?
All right.
I saw it for a flash. I think it was an Adventurer type card.
It's going to provide a draw too as well. Well, not draw 2, but a draw as well.
You're going to get 2 cards. One of them is just going to be...
Very big deal.
Yeah, one of the things that made Traptrix so popular is like in best of 1, you don't get a game 2 or 3 again.
Yeah.
So when they go first and just trap hole you out of the game, you're like, well, that happened. And then you go and you put Lightning Storm in your main deck.
And I believe the first card activated in the main phase is Rite of Eremysir, summoning out the Adventure token. And it seems like he doesn't have the Fateful Adventure in the hand, so we're going to see it placed onto the field.
So we're getting the maximum value out of this one, it seems. Unless he's drawn Draco back.
Normal summon Beaver.
Normal summon out Beaver.
I'll activate Faithful Adventure.
Yep, Faithful Adventure.
Add the Eclipse spell. That's fine.
Now note that the normal summon Beaver will not activate the effect because cannot activate the effect because we played Rite of Aramis-Seer. That's going to restrict normal summon monster effects.
Correct. In many ways, it's it's normal summon Alistair without normal summoning.
Yes.
Think about it. Because they both end in a Mechaba type monster.
Now, Ash Blossom has been activated, preventing the ad, I believe, of the Griffin. We got the Draco back, but the secondary ad from Fateful Adventure did not occur here.
Now, I'm not bidding Bamboozled this time. That is a Spright jet.
That is a jet. That is a jet this time.
It's going to get Spright starter.
How is he going to follow this one up? I mean, he's got quite a few monsters here. We're going to see an Exceed summon. Built the overlay network, and it's going to be a gigantic Spright.
Interesting that he's putting it in that zone. I wonder.
Yeah, what sort of advantage would you get to put that far?
It depends.
Oh, Nightmare Corruptor. I don't know if this is the best choice for this particular match, but it's just gonna use as a material.
Gonna make Spright sprint. Okay, we'll send the Ibli over to the other team.
And that's going to turn off cards like Infinite Impermanence, potentially. Well, Nibiru is not even in the question here because we're locked into level 2 Link to rank 2. And we're going to
send the Angler to get the 2 Beavers. There they are.
At least we're pretty safe for the most part from the evenly match. But there is no Griffin negation here. The Wandering Griffin Rider is not here. I personally love Nightmare Corruptor Ibli.
Yeah, a very important character in that storyline as well.
Oh, yes. Mannequin Cat has been Ixie summoned.
Mannequin Cat is so scary.
What options do we have for this one?
So right now it's Dark and Cyber's monsters, right?
Yes. But is he going to use the effect of the Mannequin Cat? Or can he
Not yet.
use it? Because he's locked into level 2s, so
yeah.
There's nothing really much you can summon back. It does give you a follow-up on the opposing turn, but okay, now we're going to see blue into Carrot. Lots of protection from spells and trap. I think that is still the correct call. I mean, you're going to be dealing with a lot of trap cards now, and 2 cards set into the back row. I think he just top decked it evenly.
Matched.
Really poor timing.
Deck and evenly matched. Well, you're going to dig a little bit deeper into the deck with Pot of Prosperity, assuming that if it's allowed.
Probably go for 6. Definitely some things need to be answered onto the current field right now.
Yeah, I don't think you can afford to be stingy here, but he's going 3 only. We'll see. Rolling Lockbird ain't it. Exceed probably not.
DNA? I mean, that's the only Traptrix
playable
game.
card. But before we get to any of the Traptrix plays, you still got to clear that Ibli out.
Now, does he run the Lingeribo? Lingeribo would provide him with a pretty good negation towards traps as well.
Goes Pudica.
Pudica effect to add the Traptrix Garden.
Traptrix Garden. Okay, I am going to respond. I'll do...
And...
Now that one card on the right-hand side, that's his hand, is it not?
I think so. Oh, enemy controller. Tributing the Spright Blue, taking control of the Pudica.
So one thing I would recommend when you're playing is to not do this. Keep your hand away from the actual field.
Yes. Now this turn, I don't believe it's over yet, but that Ibli is really locking out that extra deck.
We'll see if Trap Tantalizing Tune can get anything going here. It'll probably just eat a Carrot effect.
I mean, you're only locked into Link summoning, so Sarah could potentially still come out. But then the Paralytic Season hand is definitely going to be stuck.
Yeah, and you still got to get rid of the Corruptor first. I guess he could, like, well, he's got to get the Carrot out of the way, and then he can run the Ibli into something.
You're going to see the Nightmare Corruptor Ibli attack into Is it the mannequin cat?
Yeah,
Or-
attacked into mannequin cat.
That's quite a bit of damage.
It's 2,000.
2000.
But the field has opened up, and there is the evenly match.
I will use carrot.
That's good. That's going to force out the Spright carrot.
Does he have another one?
Does he have to pay the cost?
Yeah, they got a tribute.
Tribute mannequin.
Tribute's mannequin cat, keeping Sprint on the field. I wonder if that
Interesting
means
choice.
the other card is the double cross because he has to put a monster in the zone Sprint points to.
That's true.
On activation.
Although I would have liked to see.
It's
oh,
not.
a,
It's Twin
a
Twister.
That's fine. And then effective Draco back. Put me to a token.
Then Draco back is going to spring back and
What a
equip the
great
adventure
cost.
token. Love me some Draco back.
That is some good card economy.
Yeah, I think that's actually the best adventurer card. Is Draco back.
That's right.
Like that's what actually beats you in a lot of these games.
It is
having
true.
stuff bounced away, coming back constantly.
I mean, it's super generic when it comes to like what.
You know, Jonathan was very formidable in that last game. I wouldn't count him out.
Jose's choosing to go first from what I just saw when he pointed to himself.
Stand by me.
I see an artifact Lancia.
Back Lancia.
If I scratch the field spell, first guard.
Pudica is normal summon. Go grab the field spell. That's Trap Trip Garden.
As one of the better openings for Pudica. Pudica being able to give you that addition, like getting the field spell to give you the additional summon.
We got Sarah coming up next.
Ow!
Oh, he's got the Exceed again.
Such a powerful play. This is if you want to do a Nibiru count on this particular deck, it's very difficult because of Rafflesia being able to
Get
basically
the
copy the
Gravedigger
effect.
Trap Hole.
Exactly. And then you just take 2,000 damage out of nowhere.
So right now, if he goes for the Rafflesia here, and he does, he's now safe from Nibiru. As long as Gravedigger Trap Hole's still in the deck. If he's drawn all of them, maybe not so much.
Well, that is a time-space trap hole, I believe.
Yeah, Time Save Trap Hole is very good. Sets one.
Set two. Okay.
Two.
Oh, the garden did
Oh, it
not
doesn't
provide
do
us with another.
anything.
Exactly, did not provide us with an additional. Oh, Nibiru, here it is.
Prize for the Nibiru. And,
Welcome, 2,000 damage.
yep.
Effect Veiler on top of that Nibiru.
Ooh.
It seems like that is going to do it.
So what? 13.
Yeah, you don't see that combination very often.
But here it is. So let's check the stat line of these monsters. In terms of the token, we have the big defense from Rafflesia, and there is no defense coming from the Sarah. That's a link
So
monster.
this token's only going to be like 1,600, something like that.
Not
whereas
very
it would've been
strong.
24 on defense.
But I wouldn't count Jose out just yet.
Garden. Okay.
Now we've got something to do.
Yes, I love to see this.
And I will summon Sarah.
Sarah's back on the field. Remember, Traptrix Garden isn't just providing us with additional summon from our hand, but you get to banish. Does it have to be a Traptrix monster?
Foolish Paragon?
Oh, to special summon back. So Trap Trip Garden. You can banish one monster you control, special summon one Traptrix monster from your hand or graveyard.
There we go. That's how we got the Sarah back. So now we've seen the Foolish Burial of the Water Enchanters of the Temple sent to the grave, and we're going to activate that, and that's going to provide us with the Rite of Eremisier, as we're going to try to get there.
But there's a window before on resolution of.
Oh, but hold on. Remember, we did see the Artifact Lancia. There is timing, and
Yes.
we got to slow down a little just in case there's something happening.
Okay. So sure, that's fine.
Or no.
It's being allowed.
Right.
Perhaps he had verbally stated that it was fine.
It's okay. I mean, sometimes it's the slip of the mouth there.
That's fine. And then I'm gonna take another token.
I mean, that would have been huge.
And then I'm
Now
gonna
we see
grab
the summon of the token. And we're going to place onto the field Fateful Adventure. That's probably going to lead to a Draco back, and maybe even the Griffin.
I'm gonna activate Faithful Adventure, search for the monster.
I don't know if the Artifact Lance is going to do anything against the regular, just the Spright lineup or the Angler.
I mean, if your opponent is trying to aggressively use smashers against you, I guess you could chain it to basically make that effect fail.
Angler,
That's about it.
and I'm gonna chain. I'm gonna activate Angler. And then I'll chain.
We're going to see activation of Angler, and we're going to chain onto that the Griffin Rider. Oh, this is going to be attempt. Before that,
Yeah, so
they got
the Griffin Rider is a quick effect, not a trigger.
Yeah, so we're
you can't
gonna
stack the chain that way.
He has to pass the priority back.
And he's thinking about, we're going to use...
Will the Artifact Lancia make an impact for this game steering?
That's fine.
It's okay.
So then I need
It's
to
fine.
Yes.
All right.
Griffin good too?
That's fine.
We're going to see the Griffin Rider summon out. That's going to provide a negation on basically any card effect.
Yeah, and chaining it to this was pretty good as well, because for Time Space Trap Hole, which is shockingly not in the structure deck, and there are some trap holes that you have
Yep.
to get from outside. That is one
I
of
believe
them.
the last thing to happen has to be the summoning. It has to be part of the Chain Link 1.
That's what I'm checking right now, because some of them are different than others. But this is a when your opponent special summons a monster from the hand or extra deck, you can do this. So it does have to be the last thing to happen. And in this case, the last thing to happen is the resolution of Angler.
That's going to be very difficult.
So you can't even like bait out or force them to use the Wandering Griffin Rider in this case.
I'll attempt
And we're going to take the two monsters and we're going to go into Sprint. But what is Sprint going to do here? I mean, we've already used one Angler. Maybe we still have one additional Beaver. Maybe there are some other nimble monsters.
tokens at 2. That's right.
That's fine.
Ditch Angler.
And I think we're sending another Angler. Yes, we are sending another Angler. There's going to be one Beaver remaining. I don't believe you can summon an
Yeah,
Angler
they can't
with an
summon
Angler.
another Angler.
And then the Eclipse spell.
That's fine.
And the summon is going to trigger and get a Draco back. A Draco is back.
I'm probably going to go back in there.
We're going to equip that.
Activate Draco back.
Activate targeting token.
Yep.
I'm going to activate Draco back to return this.
We're going to return to the hand the second face down card.
And that's the one that Jose's been touching basically the entire time.
And we're going to special summon out Spright Blue. Blue is going to add another Spright monster. Oh my, this is a
Full field.
full field. There's the Spright Carrot.
Oh, sorry.
And again, layer the negations here because we still got Wandering Griffin Rider. And the Carrot's going to come down next. We've got the full power
Gigantic Spright.
Organic Spright.
No? No, we're committing into it.
Yep. It looked like we just had to pause a second to wait for a response. Now this is going to draw the time space trap hole.
Return it to the extra deck, and I'll take one down.
Will the Griffin Rider negate this?
Give me a moment.
I think he got it right. It's probably going to check the text of Sarah as well at this point to see whether or not it cares about activation versus being used and see what exactly Wandering Griffin Rider does.
You return it to the extra deck?
Yes.
It's allowed to go through.
Well, that's probably going to allow the...
Right there on resolution of time.
Yep, we're going to see the Sarah, perhaps?
Thank you.
Or if he activates the Sarah, there's a potential that the Griffin Rider could just negate and destroy it as well.
Now, do you take less damage that way if you just get the Griffin Rider off the field?
Wait,
We'll special
oh,
summon
nope.
Carrot.
Sure.
And now we get the Carrot.
Attempt to enter battle phase.
That's a lot of damage moving forward.
Nibiru over for 22.
Sure.
22, 2,000, 2,000 from the token, 2,000 from the Griffin Rider.
48.
It's very easy to forget that the token is 2,000.
Yes, very easy.
2,000.
Protection ones, right?
Yeah, once.
And if you combine both of the sprites, it's another 2,000. I think that's a...
Attack for 11.
I think this could be 8,000 damage. Over 8,000 damage, in fact, because Nibiru's 3,000.
25.
And I'll attack for 1,000.
Sure.
Is that not enough?
2, 4, 22 is 6 to 2.
Apparently not. Maybe I did my math wrong here.
For Gigantic. Gigantic effect.
Good.
Go ahead and
I would like to see
summon
how this calculates out. We're going to go into Gigantics right now. Now we're going to go into Jet. Jet's going to use its effect to add a spell or a trap card.
Yeah, I thought that was enough as well.
Was there any prosperity play? That's always like the first thing to check.
Maybe the attack points of Blue and Carrot just aren't 1,200.
That's a 12 and 1,000. That's 2,000.
That's another 22, right?
We're going to see a Summoner.
Yeah, I like this a lot better than the Bujinki Shemima play.
Oh, really? A Hashima?
Yeah, I don't really like that very much.
Well, that's the totally awesome play.
Right,
Carrot?
but
Two special.
That's right.
I like being able to actually use this guy as material.
Okay.
There's some carrot.
Mayface?
Mayface.
There's 1,500 life points left according to this calculation.
Can I read your...
It's still going to be a very rough time. There is a carrot on the field once again. And not only that, there's a Griffin Rider also on the field, which is live with a token.
And Jose should have been down 1,000 as well. He was only at 7,000 because of time space trap hole.
Yes.
Use my extra normal effect. I will target Punika special it.
Pink.
Don't forget, you have to pay it regardless. As long as monsters did get put back.
All Griffin Rider. Negate destroy.
Griffin Rider is going to negate and destroy. I think we're still stuck with the same two cards.
Yeah, one of them's the Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, which is now too late to do anything.
And the other is the Artifact Lancia.
Which was too late to do anything last time.
Exactly.
That's really, it's so weird, you know, going first and still being just a little bit too late.
I'll move carrot.
That's exactly what you mentioned earlier, where the trap hole cards, they just can't come like after the board has been built. Even without the Griffin Rider, oh, he's gonna definitely go back into the deck to grab that Griffin Rider back, but we're gonna have to discard a card or send a card to the graveyard. We're gonna send away Ibli. Activate special summon out the Griffin Rider. That's gonna be 2 negations now, and that's gonna be game.